Evening all. Give me 1 second just to focus the old camera. And we will be ready. Hi. How are we? Are we all good? Are we all enjoying the cold November weather? Because I'll tell you what, I'm not. I'm not. It's still very cold and wet here. I'm sure it is wherever you are as well. So that's part of being British, though, isn't it? Who have we got then? Right, Richard's in the house. Good evening, Jade. Good evening, Stephen and Jamie and Jade and Robin and Mike. Familiar names. Good to see you all here. Fantastic. We'll just let a few more people join and then we'll get on with it. I've got quite a lot of things to talk about this week. I've got 7 things on the agenda, which is a bit unusual. But this is quite a big week for me because a lot of things are happening this week which are mega, mega important. And a lot of things happened last week which were mega, mega important. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about. So I hope you're ready for this. There's a lot been going on behind the scenes that you haven't seen. So I'll fill you in a bit on that as we go a bit further. I'll go a bit further into the proceedings. You right, Nikki?
Yes.
Good. Nikki will be joining us as well. Potentially. The chair's here ready for us. So, right. Let's start with welcoming everybody to November. Where is this year going? It's going by far too fast. But in a way, it's a good thing for me because November is kind of like it's one of those months that I've come to sort of learn that this is where you start to prepare for the end of the year, but you're also looking forward to next year. So a lot of the things I've been doing of late have revolved mainly around what I'm doing next year, into 2024. And I'll get to that as we go through this live stream. Hi, Alice. Hi, Alice. How are you? Good to see you here. Yeah. So, first of all, let's get this out of the way. This week's filming locations. So, this, like I said, this is a big week because tomorrow I'll be heading down to Lincolnshire to do Bracebridge Heath and Cannock, which are both in North Kesteven. They're going to be pretty good episodes all in and of themselves because Bracebridge Heath will see for the first time, I believe it's the first time, we'll see an old lunatic asylum, which has now been turned into a block of flats. I think it's the first one we'll have ever seen. Cannock has got the International Bomber Command Memorial, which is brand new. I've never been to it before, and I'm familiar with Cannock, so it'll be the first time I've seen it. As good as those 2 episodes are going to be, the big thing this week will come on Wednesday. And that is when West Lindsey comes to an end, because I'll be in Fiskerton to do the 128th and final episode of West Lindsey, which will be an hour-long special. And I'm looking forward to it so, so much, let me tell you, because I lived there for 6 years. I know every little nook and cranny in that village, and I'm going to try to put everything on the map. Now, it might not be as possible as I originally thought because I don't know whether you've seen in the news, but Fiskerton's had a bit of an issue just lately with the riverbank. The River Witham flows to the south of Fiskerton, and because of Storm Babbitt, the bank started to slip, started to give way. Now, I don't know the situation currently. Last I saw was a couple of weeks ago. But it seems to be holding, and there's no flooding currently, which is a good thing. Of course, we've had more rain since, so I don't know what the situation is right now. So tomorrow, when I get to Fiskerton, after I've done Bracebridge Heath and Cannock, I'm going to quickly go and have a look at the riverbank. And if it's okay, then my route will obviously continue as it's supposed to, because my route goes down the riverbank for a short way. If I can't get to it, then I'll have to just rethink the route a little bit, but that shouldn't be a major problem. But I really did want to talk about the bank and the flooding and all that as much as I can in it. So we'll see. I don't know, but there has been an issue there with the riverbank. Hopefully they've kind of fixed it now. It was holding out. It was holding out last I knew. So we'll see. It's a bit of an unknown quantity, but we'll see. So that's that. And like I said, I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited to do it. You know, it's gonna be an hour long, and it's gonna take me about 4 hours to walk around this. What is a tiny place, really. I've done much bigger villages than Fiskerton in my time, and they've only been like 15 minutes, 20-minute episodes. But I know I can pad this one out because it's got so much. And actually, I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere under my desk. There's a big book all about the village, which my mum gave me, and a lot of what I will talk about will come out of that book. So, and of course, when I'm done on Wednesday, I'm nipping to Gainsborough Cycles to meet Trevor Alstead yet again, because he's going to give me he's going to lend me a bike so that I can do Spurn Point and Easington in December. I will be at Gainsborough Cycles from about 1:30 on Wednesday. So if you fancy coming to Gainsborough to have a word, as it were, then please do. Trevor's been banging the gong because he's been promoting me all over the place. All the sort of local groups around Gainsborough, I've seen him post, come to Gainsborough Cycles at 1:30 on Wednesday, November the 8th. You can meet me. Trevor, give over. But he wants to do it. He's a big supporter of what I do. So if you want to come meet me, that's the place to be on Wednesday. Just quickly, I will give you the answer to last week's Guess Where I Am. I know one person at least got this. It was Underwood, which is in Ashfield. Cricket Club and the Miners' Welfare. If you haven't seen it, the short is the last short I put up. So yeah, well done if you got it, Underwood. But it wasn't the easiest one in the world, I know. But there you go. That's some of them are, some of them aren't. Right, let's move on to what we did on this Saturday just gone. We went to Lamley, which is in Nottinghamshire. It's in Gedling. And we had a nice time walking around in the rain, because it did lob it down on Saturday. We spent about an hour walking around Lamley in the wet. And it's a nice place, brilliant little village, 3 pubs, lots of interesting little features, including the Dumbles. I don't know whether you're familiar with the Dumbles, but they're like steep-sided valleys. You'll see it in the episode when it comes out. But really, the reason we were there was the village was important, don't get me wrong, but the reason we were there is to meet a special guest star. And of course, I know some of you have seen the picture I put up with me and her standing outside the place where we met. Her name is Matilda, and you may already know her story, but I'll just reiterate it once again. Matilda is the 10-year-old who created the Letters to Heaven postbox. The idea is simple, really. You can write your feelings down to anyone who you've lost, anyone who's passed away, and you can put this letter in a postbox, which is a normal sort of standard postbox, standard Royal Mail postbox, except it's painted white and it says Letters to Heaven on it. And this thing has gone mental. It's gone international. There's one in Australia, believe it or not, that we learned from her, and it was just the most. I mean, we were sort of awestruck, weren't we, for a good couple hours after we'd met her, because this, if you haven't, the members will know this, because I uploaded the full interview for members only. If you've watched it, I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me. Matilda is far, far, far beyond the years in terms of maturity. For a 10-year-old, it's just it's magnificent. I've never met anyone like her, I'll be honest.
She's a phenomenon.
Yeah, Nikki's just described it as a phenomenon. Dave Scott says, can confirm there is one here in Australia. Where is it, Dave? Because Matilda didn't tell us where it was. It was in Australia, but where is it? If you know where it is, then it would be great to know. Because obviously Australia's a big country. It could be anywhere, couldn't it? But we were just so, I don't know. We didn't know what to say. It felt like meeting a celebrity, even though this is just a normal sort of run-of-the-mill 10-year-old girl still in school, normal family and all that kind of stuff. But it just felt different somehow. Yeah, Mum's lovely too. Without the kindness of the people from that kind of area, the Arnold Gedling area, I would never have got to meet her anyway, because I had to ask basically on the sort of local groups, does anybody know them? And thankfully some people did, and they put me in touch. So I'm pleased I did that, and I'm so thankful that people are actually willing to to help out in that way, because otherwise you guys wouldn't have got to see this. The Tales from the Village Green episode, which I made about it, is already out. So if you haven't seen that, feel free to go and watch it. But of course, there will be more in the Lamley episode, which will be out this side of Christmas. Originally, it was meant to be out after Christmas, but something's had to alter to do with Ashfield. But I'll get to that when the time comes. Basically, all you need to know at this point is that Lamley will be out this side of Christmas. Hello, Nikki.
We also had something else happen, which we didn't commit to film because of the appropriateness to commit it to film. Matilda's mum actually works at the crematorium as a memorial advisor. And I made a bit of a throwaway comment.
What was it?
I mean, you guys all know that I'm interested in things like cemeteries and graveyards and so on, and churches and so on and so forth. And we were sort of stood inside and drying off, and we were like, well, it's nice in here, isn't it? I'd like to get behind them curtains though and see what goes off in the back. And she's like, yeah, come on through, we'll give you a guided tour.
And
there was nobody being cared for at that point. There was nobody there.
Yeah, it was all empty back there.
The technicians. But we had the full-on guided tour of how Gedling Crematorium works.
Neither of us had seen the sort of the intricate workings, shall we say, of how a crematorium works. I mean, we all know how they work,
We've seen things on YouTube.
Yeah, but we actually got to see these things close up
in real life,
and
close and personal.
Honestly, it's eye-opening.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing that sort of
we must have spent a good 20 minutes back there.
Oh, easily. I think the thing that struck me the most was the little drawer which the technician keeps of all the oddities which get left in, as it were, after the
so
yeah.
Let's
process.
Let's put that sort of in its correct terms. When somebody is cremated, they sometimes it might be somebody that's had a surgery or a metal plate or a false knee or a false hip. Somebody who might have gone through medical science and then it's a receiving crematorium for people who've been used for students to learn from. And when a person is cremated, they separate metal from bone. The bone is what's crushed and returned to the families as ashes, but the metal is usually is collected, it's recycled, and the money that they receive for that is donated to charity. But then back to this drawer.
There are some things which have been kept by the technicians.
As examples.
I mean, in there was all kinds of like replacement joints, for example. So there was the hip joint, there was a knee joint, there was a spinal, what are they called? Fixing thing, yeah.
Pin and plate.
Pin and plate, yeah. But there was all sorts of other weird things. Like, for example, there was a pair of forceps
Yeah,
which
you from a medical
yeah,
student.
because obviously some bodies come from medical science, and students leave these things in them, don't they? They shouldn't do really, but they do, and and that's this drawer had so many odd things in it that people leave in. You know,
it was high up.
There were rings, there were bangles, there was even a Sikh knife from a Sikh funeral.
Yeah,
amazing.
It's amazing. I mean, we're talking to the Matilda's mum and her colleague, and they were saying that when they said that they work in the funeral industry, people either want to know everything or they want to know nothing.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Me, I'd want to know everything.
I'm just going to catch up with a couple of comments because I've just been reading some of these as we've been talking. So Darren says you like the KB Tunnel Halloween special.
I'll let you into a secret about that. Andy's still carrying around some mud from there on his jacket.
Yes, I am. Well, the reason I am is simply because getting down to the tunnel portal is so difficult. You might not have understood it from the video, but it's really, really hard to get down that bank. It's so steep. It took me ages to try and work out how to do it without falling on my arse. I didn't fall over, but I had to slide down on my hands and knees at the very end of it just so I could get down to the portal. And getting back up was no easy task either. But I didn't see the Mexborough Ragger. So, you know. Let's see. Hey, Andy, I see you've started Harrogate. Looks a massive task. It is a massive task. There's 139. And
not the biggest.
It's not the biggest, but I'll enjoy it because I already know that some of the places around Harrogate are absolutely beautiful because I've been to them already. There are 7 more, which I've already done, that you guys haven't seen yet, and there's some of them are belters. So if that's the case to go all the way through, then bring it on. Bring it on. Dave says the post box is in Melbourne.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's in Melbourne. Thanks for that, Dave.
Good evening, everybody. Hello to everybody that's said.
Simon says, when you came to Albury, you put your card on the Albury Parish notice, put a council box and someone's took it off. Did Nicky come with me? No, I was on my own in Albury. Albury is on the East Yorkshire coast.
Oh.
It's not far from Hornsey.
Well, you see, there's always one, isn't there? It's bureaucracy gone mad, isn't it? You know, like, you know, people who, they're not local. It's not to do with a post. It's not like a, you know, kiddies group or a bookstall or, you know, we'll set that off.
You see, the thing is, the Albury video has not come out yet. So when it does, they might regret doing that. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. If I can remember what it was. Oh yeah, this is to do with Nottinghamshire. So I've titled this in the description: Rushcliffe, Gedling, Broxtowe, and Mansfield Thursdays and Sundays. So basically, next year, Thursdays and Sundays will be dedicated as much as I possibly can to Nottinghamshire because I want to get that county done completely. And it involves starting Rushcliffe, finishing Gedling, finishing Broxtowe, and doing the one and only one in Mansfield, which I know Alice will be happy about because you've been asking me to come to Warsaw for ages.
Mind him well in case you're wondering what I'm doing.
There are 75 in total remaining in Nottinghamshire now after I've just done Lamley. And in theory, if I'm dedicating Thursday and Sunday to Nottinghamshire, I should be able to get it done pretty easily because obviously I've got about 100 spaces effectively to fit in 75 videos. So it should be done.
And also, as an aside, Thursdays are now a premiere.
Yes.
So Andy runs Thursday video as a premiere so we can join in on a chat like we do here.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you do happen to catch a Thursday video, come and chat in the chat box.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, Thursdays and Sundays is going to be as much Nottinghamshire as I can fit in. Hopefully, I will get the county finished by the end of next year. The East Riding will be finished as well next year. That's a guarantee. That's not going to be an issue. That will definitely be finished next year. And if all being well, I should be able to finish North Stephen as well. So, yeah, there'll be a lot of finishes next year. Dave Thackeray says, is Walesby in Nottinghamshire the one with the Scout Camp Parish? Yes, it is. It's in Newark and Sherwood. It was the very first episode of Newark and Sherwood. So go and search. Yeah, I've already done it. Go and search that one out, Dave. It's there already. Right. My next thing to talk about is Cumbria. So Next week, myself and the good lady wife sat here.
I'm off work.
We will be in Cumbria at this point next week, and the laptop is coming with me. So just like I did in Gloucestershire, I'll do the parish meeting in the hotel.
Members only.
It's a members only one. It was members only last time anyway, so you'll be used to that. So the Cumbria trip, I've decided I'm just gonna do 6 up in Cumbria. I'm not going to do anything on the way up or anything on the way back down. I'm just going to concentrate on the 6 that are close to where you guys voted for. Camerton will be the first one. Then I'm going to Broughton, Brigham, Grey Southern, Little Clifton, and Great Clifton. I know you probably won't know these places, but those are the 6 I've chosen. They're between Workington and Cockermouth, and hopefully we'll get them all done inside the 3 days. Anyway. Yeah, we have to take our wellies. I planned the routes for them today. There's one where I know we are going to need the wellies because we're going to have to cross a field. There's no other way to get around this place except for crossing this damn field. I searched for ages trying to find an alternative way, but I couldn't find one.
To be fair, even if you're not on the field, at the minute it's muddy.
Yeah, it is muddy. It is muddy. So yeah, that's the plan for Cumbria. Those will be done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week.
Catching up on your comments there. Speaking of East Riding, looking at parish map, Pocklington seems to be missing. Pocklington will be done.
Yeah, don't worry, Mike. Pocklington will be done. The reason
we've been to Pocklington, it's a lovely place.
The reason I've not done it yet is because it's kind of one of them places that I really do need to be taking Nikki with me, to be fair, because I know you like it.
And Pocklington also is having a bit of a growth spurt at the moment. There's lots going on. There's lots of property being built and stuff. So there's new estates and things that are springing up, which are definitely going to be worth the explore when we do get there. So.
Stephen, to answer your question, what day are we in Broughton? At Broughton, we will be there on the Tuesday, so that's the 14th. It'll be the first one that I'm doing next Tuesday.
So we'll probably be
early.
Around
it'll be really early.
8 o'clock.
Yeah. Because
it's not really early, it's just like winter, really early.
Because Broughton is the biggest one of all the 6 I'm doing up there, and we want to get through that one as quick as possible because then we can sort of chill out a little bit. It's not
downhill from there.
Yeah, it's downhill from there. Yeah. So yeah, that's when we are going to be in Broughton. And yes, Mike, yes, there was a reason. Nikki needs to be with me in Pocklington because I know you like it.
Pocklington's a lovely place. We've been there a few times. We've been there for a gig.
Yeah.
We've been there. We took the girls there as a stop one time, didn't we?
Yeah.
When we were going to Scarborough.
I mean, we've even been there doing this because when I did Bishop Wilton Full Sutton,
we went to Pocklington for food.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So.
Was it like a
beach bar, wasn't it?
Beach bar.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's in the town centre, so I'll cover it when I get there. But yeah, that will be one of the East Riding episodes next year, guaranteed, because it's going to finish next year, so you will see it. Right, moving on after Cumbria. Now, this next thing before we get to the general Q&A is the 1000th episode, and it's coming your way tomorrow. If you remember, you may have noticed that I haven't put that out already for you guys to see, even though it's coming out tomorrow. You've got Bassingham instead, which is for the week after. But the reason for that is because it's a premiere, and I want everybody to see this at the same time. So there's going to be a big post put out in the morning, which will basically say something along the lines of, "This is my 1000th episode, blah blah blah." I don't know, I haven't thought about it yet, but whatever it's going to be, I'll put it out in the morning, and of course it will go live at the usual time, 6 o'clock. And I'm hoping that with all this sort of build up to it, it'll get a lot of views, basically. Now, we'll let you into a little secret. The helicopter ride, which was meant to be involved in it, it is still involved in it, but not in the way I wanted. It's there, but
basically by undertaking his camera on board, it changed the classification from domestic to commercial.
Yeah.
And if it were commercial, we needed permissions and money.
Pretty much, yeah. So I've kind of had to sort of dance my way around it, but you still can sort of get the idea.
Yeah.
And it still felt like a 1000th celebration, didn't it?
Yeah, it was lovely. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my couple of days down there.
It was great. It was great. So 1000th Parish Day, 1000th Parish episode. Obviously not the 1000th video because I've made quite a few more than 1,000 videos, but it's the 1000th I've visited. And actually, while we're on the subject of milestones, by the end of the year, you guys will have seen 1048, which is exactly 10% of everything, because there are 10,474. So we'll be at exactly 10%, which is crazy when you think about it.
It's only took you 3 years.
Yeah, but that's about right, though, isn't it? I always say it'll take me 30. So 3 years, 10% of 30 makes sense, doesn't it? So I'm still going to try and do it as quicker than that if I can, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it. That's all I had to talk about. Quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So for the remaining 4 minutes, or probably a little bit longer, we will answer some of these comments and see what else you've got to ask us. I told you it was a busy week, didn't I? Right, let's see. I'm going to scroll back up the comments and see.
Anything you've missed.
So what did we see? We've seen that one, haven't we? Vince Kirby, Cockermouth makes me laugh, but that's me being childish.
You want that potty mouth map then? The map of all the rude places like, dare I say it, Shittican.
Family Channel.
He's talking about Cockermouth.
That's in Devon, that.
Yeah. And Twat.
That's in Scotland.
Yeah.
So I won't be covering that.
I mean, we used to live near Butthole. Well, we live not far away from what used to be called Butthole Road.
It's now Archer's Way. It's in Conisbrough. They renamed it. But it's like I said to you the other day, Nikki. Anywhere with the name Butt in it is nothing to do with the thing you sit on. It's to do with.
Yeah, but it's still funny.
It's to do with archery or jousting.
It's still funny.
Or maybe a rifle range.
Can you not kill our vibe on this, please?
Well, I'm just trying. Hey, I'm trying to be as informative as I am in my videos. Is that okay? So, let's see. Let's see, what else do we got? Last week, Pocklington had traffic lights in every approach road.
Yeah.
I hope it's not like that when we get there.
Because of the is it a town?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because of the expansion of the town with lots of building works. So
get your walking boots on for Cumbria. So says Jamie. We will. Yeah. I'm going to be digging them out of the garage anyway tomorrow because obviously I'm going to need them for what I'm doing this week. Let's see. Are you enjoying
Amber Valley?
Yeah. Yes, I'm enjoying Amber Valley. I shall be there again in a couple of weeks' time. To do a couple more. Planning on doing Older Worsley and definitely in Holloway and Turnditch as well. So yeah, that's going to be good to do those. And I mean, obviously there are some big ones left in Amber Valley. I've still got to go to Alfreton, Somercote, Swanwick, Ripley, Belper, Heanor and Losco. These are all big places. So let's see. Shall we?
There's a pub in Utterbridge called the Cock Inn. I used to work in a place called the Cock and Rabbit.
Yeah, in the Lee, which we've done. We've covered that one. And
what are the funny places have you got?
Well, the obvious one is Penistone.
Yeah, and Scunthorpe. Can't get Scunthorpe past the not safe to work firewalls.
Why not? Well, yeah, obviously I know. Yeah, but you're probably more likely to not get Penistone. So, Warwickshire is still waiting for you to visit. No, it's not. I've been to Warwickshire twice doing this. Three times I've been to Warwickshire doing this. There's one more Warwickshire episode to come out actually before Christmas, Catwoman Jones. If you know Curdworth, which is not far from Sutton Coldfield. Becky was with me for that one.
Was that? Oh, okay. Did we
Yes,
do much for a bonfire night? Actually, yes, we did. We turned the air blue, complaining about the noisy fireworks.
We're still at it tonight, actually.
Yeah. Friday night, we got woken up at 2 a.m. because some plonker decided to set off fireworks at 2 a.m. And then Saturday night, of course, there was lots of fireworks, and Sunday night there were lots of fireworks. But I don't know about where you guys are, but I've just found them to be really, really loud this year, obnoxiously loud.
There were some loud ones. We were on Nikki's live stream over on her channel.
They could be heard.
It was quite interesting actually, because a lot of Nikki's viewers are Americans or
America and Canada.
Or well, shall we say international, not just Americans.
Yeah, but a lot of them have come from America and Canada.
And so a lot of them were sort of asking us, what's the deal with the fireworks? Why are they going off? What's happening? Is there a celebration or something? And we basically had to educate them, saying, no, it's Guy Fawkes night. This is a thing we do here.
About Guy Fawkes night, didn't we?
Yeah, so I basically had to go into the whole spiel of Gunpowder Plot, James I, Guy Fawkes, bonfires, penny for the guy, that kind of stuff. And I think they got it. But because they don't have that in America.
Member, so she might even be listening to this. You never know.
Maybe. Because they don't have that in America. I mean, they obviously they have other things
4th of July,
the 4th of July and things like that. But it's not something that they sort of do. So not necessarily going to get it, are they? So, but yeah, it was quite interesting to try and explain that to them.
Any plans to come over to Whitworth and Rossendale?
Not as yet. No, not as yet, and I probably won't be able to fit it in next year either. Thinking about it, Lancashire is. I've done bits of it, as you know, but Burnley and Hyndburn, but nothing really else yet, unless you want to count Hale, which is in the historic boundaries of Lancashire. That's a whole different story. But yeah, I will come back to Lancashire soon. It's just a case of when, because I've got other things I want to finish first. So yeah, it's it will get done. They'll all get done. They'll all get done eventually. So
Kenneth Williams.
What? Oh! Do we want to? Hang on, guys. Nikki's just showing Hannah this.
It's going to be a square with a bit. Well, it's got a bit chopped off at the moment.
It's basket weave crochet.
Okay.
And the reason that Nikki's doing this is all to do with Matilda's postbox.
Postbox topper.
Yeah, so obviously you guys are used to seeing postbox toppers, because I've filmed no end of them. Basically, when we were there on Saturday, her mum said it would be nice to get a postbox topper for it, but as yet I found no one who can do it. And Nikki's taken that idea and run with it.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so this is going to be for Matilda's Letters to Heaven postbox.
This is just the base of it at the moment.
Yeah. So obviously when it's done, and obviously on the postbox, I will actually go and see it.
Potentially, I will go too.
Yeah.
Depending on when it is.
I mean, it'd be great to see him again anyway, wouldn't it? So, it was that was another throwaway comment, wasn't it? It just turned into something else. Just amazing. I mean, they were kind enough to do something for us, so this is our way of saying
because
thank you.
Things are sort of steadying off now with the big video.
I'm nearly done that.
Which is it comes to it's to be expected that things have kind of steadied off quite a lot with the Open All Hours video. So now one of the things I think that will be really good to do is to get this Letters to Heaven postbox out.
Yeah. Thanks for the Jamie. Thank you very much. Appreciated. Alice, how did you get on round Ashfield? Not bad, actually. I managed to get to Annesley Castle, which you said was quite awkward. It wasn't actually all that bad. It was more a case of where to park as opposed to crossing the road and climbing the hill. It was actually okay. the walk around Annesley was quite good. The church was good. The hall was good. I managed to see everything. There was an annoying council bloke with a strimmer in the churchyard though, so that was a bit of a problem. But I've turned that down in the video. Felly was a bit of a bust because they didn't let me film Felly Priory, but there is still going to be an episode for it. So I've kind of saved it. Selston took a long time, shall we say that? I mean, the main walk was 7.7 kilometres just around Selston. Then, of course, I had to go to Jacksdale, to Underwood, to Westwood and Bagthorpe. It took ages, but I had a good day. I had a good day in Ashfield, and it was good to get it done. So those episodes will be out soon. You okay? Yeah. Good. Lawrence up and down the stairs at the minute.
He was just chasing the cat.
Oh, okay.
The cat's come out of hiding because the fireworks appear to have stopped.
Yeah. Cat doesn't like the fireworks.
She's not terrified of them like the dog that we had used to be. But she doesn't like them, and she'll just go and hide under the bed.
So, okay. I think we're about there, aren't we? We've had a good little meeting this week.
A bit of an natter.
Lots of things to talk about, but like I said, there's a lot happening at the moment. There's a lot happening this week in particular that's important to me and to you guys, and it's just going to be great come the end of this week and the end of this year in general when it's all said and done, and you can look and I can look back on it and just think to myself,
you could have a fortnight off as well.
Yeah. Fortnight? It's only a week.
It's usually fortnight to Christmas, isn't it?
It's only a week. Well, 8 days. 8 days is what I have. 8 days. And then we can move on to 24. And I've got some good plans for 24 already. But of course, I'll get to that in due course.
In 24.
It feels weird it being almost the end of the year already because it feels like January was like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know. I said that right at the beginning, didn't I? Where's this year going? But we say that every year. These years seem to fly by, don't they? Anyway, I'm going to shove off. And tomorrow, you guys will get the 1000th episode. So I'll see you next week if you remember. We will be in Cumbria, like I said.
And we'll be working off my data, so if the signal does get lost, do forgive us. But, we'll be doing our best.
We do our best. So,
because Travelodge Wi-Fi, you have to pay for it and it's rubbish anyway.
You don't in a Premier Inn, but Premier Inn's prices are quite...
To be fair, Premier Inn's Wi-Fi can be dodgy and all.
It can, but it's better than Travelodge.
Yeah. The worst one ever was when we were in that, I think it was a Green King pub, wasn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, time for us to disappear. Thanks for coming, people, and I'll see you next week, if you remember. Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
See you later.